Hey, Laura here from Unprofessional, and I am redoing my fireplace. Here's the before shot. It's really not bad if you're into the shiny black granite look. I found it to be a little too dominating for my small living room, and I wanted to restore the original brick facade. And here's a sneak peek at the final product. A few things happened when I was removing this. One was that I accidentally pulled off a whole chunk of brick, so not sure how I'm going to fix this, but I'm sure something can be done about that.
Are you building a brick fireplace?
I'm building a brick fireplace. I don't know. I'm starting to regret my decision even. Maybe we can put it back together.
Why are you doing that?
I was pleasantly surprised to see that all the bricks were in pretty good shape. The mortar was another story. There were a lot of holes and gaps that I needed to fill. I used something called Mortar Fix. I think this is fine for what I'm doing because I'm going to paint it. If you weren't going to paint this, you probably wouldn't want to use this. You want to actually match your mortar color, because right now if I decided not to paint this, I'd have a serious problem because this doesn't look very good. So that's what I did. The second step is going to be to clean it and then clean it again. I'm going to use this product called TSP and really clean it good. This is an important step to make sure that your paint, or actually your primer, adheres well to your brick. When you're working with old bricks and using TSP, you need to make sure you're taking safety precautions. Cover your eyes, cover your hands, and when you're sanding bricks or scraping or scrubbing, make sure you wear a respirator mask. Once you've cleaned this really well, like super well, better than clean, then you're ready to paint. I have a roller for rough surfaces and a paintbrush for rough surfaces. And I'm going to do a few coats of primer, white primer, before I do my actual paint color, which is going to be white. You want to be in my video now? Okay, can you shine the flashlight on me so that I have good lighting on my face? Is that good? How's that? Perfect? Okay, good. All right, let's paint. Or I'm going to paint. He's not going to paint because if he painted, it'd be everywhere. I've applied 2 coats of primer to the fireplace and let it dry for weeks and weeks and weeks. You don't have to let it dry for weeks and weeks and weeks. We just were doing other stuff around here, so that's kind of what happened. Now it is ready for the final coat. So a couple things I did before I was ready to actually put the final coats on. Adam put a bead of caulking on both sides. It looks really good. You kind of can't even tell. And we painted the walls. This is a Benjamin Moore Classic Gray. So last thing we need to do before we put on the mantle and do the tiling is paint the actual brick. This fireplace is not a working fireplace. If I tried to make a fire in here, I'd burn my house down. If you are using this as an actual fireplace, you might want to check to see about like using a heat-proof paint. I think this is good to a couple hundred degrees. So if we do put a gas insert in here, it's going to be totally fine. So let me go ahead and put on my, no, this is not what I'm going to use. My roller, I'm using a roller for rough surfaces. Don't use a smooth roller. Rough surfaces, it's really like hairy. It'll get in there in all the cracks. And then a paintbrush for all the areas I can't get. And let's do this. Okay, my first coat's on. It looks great. I need to give it some time to dry, so I'm going to put some saran wrap over my paint tray and my brush and my roller, and then I'll go ahead and apply the second coat. I've really been looking forward to this part of the fireplace redo project, which is attaching the mantle. If you've seen my other videos, you know I'm quite fond of hanger bolts, and I'm going to use the same system to hang this. I'd rather attach it. I'm not really hanging it because, as you can see, it's already sitting quite well here, so it's pretty supported. So what I'm going to do, these are 4-inch hanger bolts. 2 inches go into the studs in the wall, and then 2 inches are going to go right here. I'm going to put in 3, a little bit of adhesive, and this thing's not going to fall off at all. Okay, I marked my studs here. I've got 3 places. And for this portion, let's see if I can put this in. I'm going to use a 1/4 bit. That's slightly smaller. The reason is because I'm going to drill into pine, and so I want it to be just a little tighter. Let's hope there's really a stud here. And 3 for 3. Now you want to make these pretty straight. I probably didn't. Should have thought about that. But yeah, you might want to actually like go in this way, or just get the handle out of the way so you can go straight in. It makes it easier. To attach these, you just need a pair of pliers. Find the pointiest end. I think I'm going to drill these a little bit bigger because that was too hard. Yes. Way easier. You know what? It's easier, and I think it's still going to be just as sturdy. Okay, all 3 hanger bolts are in. They are pretty sturdy. And I'm going to show you a neat trick to make sure you always line up your beam exactly with the hanger bolts. You need something waxy. I think lipstick probably would work the best. But this will work as well. A yellow crayon. You want something light and waxy, or contrast to your shelf. And then really get it on here good. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to take my shelf exactly how I want it to line up. Make sure you get it just right. Tap it on there so that you can see. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but right there is my little mark. Same thing over here. Got it right there. So that's where I'm gonna drill. Okay, let's see if we can get this on the wall. So my idea is I'll test it, I'll leave a little room, and then maybe I can squeeze in some adhesive behind it. But I don't want to put the adhesive on until I know all 3 are going to go in. With the mantel hung, the final step is to tile and trim the floor transition around the hearth. All in all, this was an easy improvement that required a few materials and a little bit of elbow grease. Thanks for watching. This has been Laura from The Unprofessional. To see written instructions for this project and other DIY projects, visit my website, theunprofessional.com. And if you like this video, please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe.